Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, I'm glad you're back. Today's video is an unboxing, I can't talk already, slash haul slash I needed stock. I needed things back in stock. So I bought some things from Ink London, so this video is all going to be about Ink London. By the way, I am not sponsored in any way. Everything that I bought today is with my own money. So I paid full price. Yeah, they didn't send me anything. So everything that I say today is going to be my honest opinion because, I mean, I like to be honest anyway. Even if I did a sponsored video, I would still say my honest opinion. That would be one of the things because I don't want to lie to people. There's no point. So yeah, anyway, I always buy certain stuff from certain people because I'm happy with the price and I'm happy with the quality. And this is what happens with Ink London. I'm really happy with the prices, and the quality that they offer is absolutely outstanding. I never had any issues. There are a couple of things that I don't get along with myself personally, that just don't work for me, and there are some things that I haven't tried, like their acrylic line. I never ever tried because I just didn't. I don't know why. I should probably. Also their acrygel, I never ever tried it because, again, I just don't use acrygel on a day-to-day basis, so what's the point? And there are other things that, I might not be extremely happy with, so I never buy them. But I have certain things that I buy only from them, and I'm going to show you some of them today, some of what I bought. And also, it's not going to be a huge haul because I kind of stay on top of things. I don't have a huge amount of clients because I try to keep it, because I'm really busy with YouTube as well, because 2 videos a week does take quite a bit of time to edit and film and everything else. So yeah, I don't have a huge amount of clients, so I don't go through a lot of the same product like top coats and things. For me, it's fine to go with like one bottle. When I buy once, it's enough. I don't have to buy 5 or whatever, but they do have packs. Also, I'm not allowed to talk about pricing, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to talk about them just to be, they just have good pricing. That's what I can say. Especially if you're buying in bulk on some things. But yeah, I can't say pricing because you have to be a professional in order to buy from their website, and you have to prove that you're a professional, and that's when you see the pricing. So if you want to check them out, I do recommend them, 100% recommend them. And yeah, if you want to check them out, go ahead and see what you like from them, I guess. I actually get into the box and I show you what I bought. I also want to say that I got into Ink London, like I found out about them, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I would say. And I loved their products. Everything that I bought, I was happy with. And again, even the things that I didn't get along with, it wasn't because they didn't have a good quality. For me, they didn't work, which is fair enough, I think. I don't know. I think everyone has something like this, so just keep that in mind. There are thousands of people that absolutely love those particular products, and whatever, they just don't work for me. But I was happy, as I said, with their products. I just something that made me love this brand even more is that back when the whole thing started, so 2020, I would say about April in UK, especially here on the island where it's a smaller population, we didn't have a lot of cases and things. I was working back then in a care home, and I was working as a kitchen porter. So I was working in the kitchen, washing dishes, doing stuff like that. That's irrelevant. But they ran out of gloves, they ran out of disinfectant, they ran out of a lot of things, and it was absolutely horrible because they couldn't get them anywhere. So they were paying like incredible prices compared to what they used to pay. It was 10 times more, 20 times more, sometimes even more than that, depending on what they were purchasing. But it was very, very hard to find gloves and things like that. And obviously you need gloves because you need them. Anyway, I thought I'm gonna contact Ink London because I knew that their gloves, I mean, these are their gloves as well, they are really good quality. And I thought, not many nail technicians are maybe ordering right now because it was the whole thing. We were closed up. We weren't allowed to perform anything, to do any services or anything like that. So I thought I'm gonna contact them because maybe they have a few in stock that they need to get rid of that I could buy in bulk. And I did. And they said that they don't sell anything in bulk. Fair enough, especially gloves at that point and disinfectant, because it was not fair for everyone else. But I explained all the whole situation and that we couldn't get them for that reason. And what they did was they asked me for the contacts of, the company that I was working for. And they called them and they had a chat and whatever. And then in the next 2 days, or the next day, I'm not sure exactly, because it might have been even the next day, because they have a really, really good delivery service. Like they are incredible with that. But anyway, in the next few days, let's say, we got 2 huge parcels. One of them was full of like disinfectant and hand sanitizer and stuff like that, and the other one was full of gloves, and it was all a donation. So they didn't want to charge us, they didn't want me to buy them in bulk, but they wanted to do something for the community, and I thought that was absolutely incredible. So yeah, that's another reason why I love them. And I'm sorry I rambled for like 5 minutes, but I really wanted to share this story because they are really incredible people. So besides the fact that they have good products and like reliable customer service and stuff like that, they actually have a big heart as well, and they're really lovely. But anyway, don't let that make you want to buy anything. So I honestly, I am not affiliated with them in any way. I don't have a code, I don't have anything, but they do have like a group on Facebook. If you want to check them out, I'll put it in the description down below. Just if you want to check it out, it's a really nice group with lovely people, and yeah, you can share your art there and everything, and they're really supportive. So I rambled a lot, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna get the box now, and we're gonna start with the thing. So I have the box here. It's all sealed. It does not have any nicks or anything, but because the camera is so low, I can't really show you that, but it's in perfect condition. So I'm just gonna cut it open really quickly, and I am going to open it as well as I can, if I can do it. And because my backgrounds are like shorter than this box, because I had to like move the camera up as well, you're gonna see the ugliness that is my thingy there, and I'm sorry about that. Anyway, first of all, they pack their products always with these like fluffy things, and these are actually biodegradable. So you put them in the sink with a little bit of water and they melt. It's absolutely incredible. They're made from cornstarch, so they're not bad for anything or anyone, or so yeah, they're great. First thing I have here, and oh my god, I'm so excited about this. So first I have their ultimate no wipe top coat, which is the shiny top coat, and I absolutely love this thing. And then is their velvet matte top coat, which again, it's absolutely incredible, and it holds its matte until you basically have to like change your nails. And also in the same bag I got this, which is a pedicure disc, and I wanted to try it to see how it is. And they sell you the little thing. They sell the little files in a bigger pack as well, but this is basically the sample and just the thing, and they give you a little sample. So I thought I'm gonna try it with this. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do, I'm gonna buy more of those little discs. So yeah, this is gonna be a new one for me. Then what I got here, and this is the thing I'm excited about, because the rest are basically just like things that I needed, but these are their steady gels, and they are quite new, and they have red, yellow, and blue. So they call it primary yellow, primary red, primary blue. Wait, that's white. There you go, that's red, and then they have black and white, obviously, the same primary. And these are supposed to be kind of like acrylic paint, so there's supposed to be just like a very, very thin gel paint that you can paint with and do amazing art. So I am very excited about those. I'm gonna put them on the side because I'm gonna kind of swatch them in a little bit, because I can't have a whole video, an unboxing video, without a bit of swatching. And then I got their wipes, and their wipes are absolutely incredible. They're lint-free wipes, and they come like this, and I bought a pack of 5 packs, basically. So I never ever stay without these. They are absolutely incredible. They're the best I ever tried. Again, best I ever tried. So don't come at me and say that, oh no, I'm trying those and they're really good, and good for you. Anyway, excuse me, I got a bit overexcited there. Then what else do I have here? I have the big gloves again, because I was running low, and the ones that I have on right now, they're actually large and I need medium. So I got their gloves. They are like proper medical gloves, I think, because you know they say that they're tested for like chemotherapy drugs and things. But yeah, they are absolutely incredible, and again, the price is not that steep considering of the quality. They're really, really thick. They are, I think, it said somewhere, I'm not sure if it says on the website or here, because they are thicker than normal gloves. They're definitely thicker than normal gloves. Give me a sec. Yes, I was right. The normal is 3 to 4 millimeters, and these are the 5 millimeter, and they do feel thicker, and I used alcohol and acetone, and it doesn't melt them that bad. It still does, obviously, but not that bad. So anyway, that's my packing slip, in case you're wondering. Then I got my dehydrator and pre-nail prep, because I use this at every single set. It's absolutely incredible, and buying it for like in a liter bottle is a lot cheaper. And then I just use their little bottles which they sell, and these are like obviously chemical resistant. So yeah, I buy that one, I buy their cleanser and their acetone in the same bottles, and they come out really cheap. Then I bought some 100 signature files. These are my favorite files from them, again because they work for me, not because the other ones would be bad. Like their signature files, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I use these for acrylic, and then I use these, the 180 for hard gel. So I bought a 10 pack of each, and again, they're cheap, trust me. And oh, that's disappointing. That's it, apparently. I wanted more. But these are their new brushes, which are for use for pigment and stuff like that. So you have one is pigment, and is that one. This one is to get glitter off, like to, you know, which is what I normally I use one of these, and they are quite beaten, but I like it because it's thin enough to go in the cuticles. But this one should be good enough as well to go. Oh, it's nice and hard. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. Oh, so nice. Anyway, so that one. Oh, this is so soft. And then by the way, this brush looks very hard beaten because my dog ate some of it. Well, she bit some of it. I had it for years anyway. And then this one is for glitter. So basically you just, because it's a very nice short brush, you basically just pop it in your glitter, and then you pop it on the nail, and then you buff it. So yes, these are the 3 new brushes, and to be honest, I already love them. And I'm gonna give them a try, and I'm gonna let you guys know how it goes, because yeah, I'm excited to give them a try. I've seen a video where a nail technician was using this to remove the length of her extensions, and I really want to try it. I know this is supposed to be for toes, but I just really want to try to see if it works with, you know, removing the length of the extensions, because I think that this would be a lot easier than to remove it with what I normally do is I just take this and I go like vertically and I remove it. So I think this would be just a lot easier. Keep in mind that this is a 180 grit, so it might not work as well. I might need, you know, like a harsher grit for removing of the length, because obviously, you know, it's product, and it should be fine because I'm wearing like the fit tips, so it's like soft gel, and you can see that these were my New Year's nails, and they are absolutely horrible because we got a new car and I've been cleaning it. So yeah, well, it's not a new car, it's a new used car, so it needed a lot of like TLC, so yeah. Also, please, I know I don't mention this very often, but when you remove any kind of enhancements, please wear a mask. I know that this, you don't want to hear this after the last 2 years, but it's the best thing you can do, and I can still see so many techs not wearing masks, but the exposure to dust can be quite harmful to you. Also, imagine if you have like maybe a bit of uncured product, like, I don't know, the black didn't cure properly or something, and then that gets into your lungs and you have like uncured product into your lungs. It's very, very dangerous in my opinion. So make sure you wear a mask and just protect yourself, because it's the best thing you can do. Anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my e-file at about 25,000 rotations per minute and see how it does with this, with removing the length on my thumb, because I didn't remove the stones on the other one, so I'm going to just do the thumb. So I'm holding my e-file like I would hold a pen, and I'm just going to go in. Yeah, you just need to not put a lot of pressure on this. Just go slowly. See, as soon as I put a bit of pressure, this starts to vibrate a little bit, but it's good to keep in mind. Just go slowly, and yes, that works perfectly. I love it. Obviously, I need to learn how to use it. This was my first time using this to do something like this. But again, don't put a lot of pressure on it, because obviously the grit is not high enough either. This is going to be, you know, it's gonna take a little bit. But yeah, this works. It works to remove that as well. I'm gonna just, you know, make the surface nice and clean for you guys. I do have a vent, but it's underneath here, so, you know. Well, at least I know now that I can use that to remove length. I'm gonna do this on myself first, because that's how I'm learning how much pressure to apply on things. So I'm gonna, you know, go gently on myself and see what works and what not. And then I can go and, you know, do this on clients as well. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. As I said, I want to try these today, and I also want to try the little brushes to make sure, you know, that I kind of know how to work with them. So I'm gonna open these, and then I am going to paint some tips, and I'm gonna try them on the tips because I want to see how pigmented they are on like colors. So I'm gonna paint a tip with white, a tip with black, and then yeah. Anyway, what I'm gonna use is, this is Asgard from ink again, and then this is Retort White again from ink. So this is I-156 and this is I-161. And then my tips are really huge because this is what I do with like really, really big tips and really, really small tips. So I'm not usually doing any nail art on them because I don't find that, you know, if someone's trying to like recreate it, they're not gonna find a lot of clients that have huge nails. They are gonna find clients that have small nails, but then there's not a lot of detail you can put in that, so there's no point in me doing anything on that nail. Like on tips like that, I usually, you know, keep it really simple on the pinkies because they can be really small sometimes. So yeah, if you're wondering what to do with the big tips, if you bought a pack of like different ones to try nail art on, this is what I do with them. And usually they either end up in the bin if I try the design and I didn't like it, or if I try the color or whatever, they usually end up in a drawer. And if I'm trying a new product and I need to like have a color underneath to see how pigmented it is, I usually try it on those. So yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to open these and show you, because they came like this and then they have a little thingy here, and look at that. That's so nice and creamy, and it doesn't flow as far as I can see, at least. Like it should have, you know, went around if it was flowing. Yeah, so I'm gonna paint, as I said, one tip with Asgard and one tip with Retort White, and I will be back, and I'm gonna use my artiste brush from ink, and I normally always put this back. I don't know why. I'm always scared that if I don't, something bad's gonna happen. I know it's not supposed to go back, but I do. And this is like their really thin detailer, and it's really good. So yeah, anyway, I kind of find this very weird, because like the blue was almost like over spilling. It didn't spill at all, but it was just like to the top, and it kind of, I cleaned a bit. And then the yellow was the same. The red does not move. The black is thick, like so thick. And then the white is again really liquid. And actually I think the white, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but kind of needs a little bit of a stir. So I have here, because, you know, since I'm doing an Ink London video, I'm kind of trying to do, you know, everything Ink London. So I have here the little iMix tool, if I can, there you go. And it has like a sparkly diamond on one side, and then on the other side is just like a metal tool. And I'm gonna give this a mix, just because I felt like it was a bit of separation. But yeah, this is nice and like, you know, liquid. So I find it really weird, but I do guess that different pigments react differently. So that's probably why they are so different in consistency. But yeah, I'm probably gonna mix the yellow a little bit as well, because again, there's just the tiniest bit. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Here in the corner, it's just a bit of separation, and I want the full pigment. So I'm gonna do this to, you know, the liquid ones. And then this black, I don't know if that's like clear gel on the top or if it's just black. So I'm gonna try to give this a mix as well. So I gave this a mix, but it's quite thick compared to the other ones. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be able to work with it, because I'm sure I will. It's very kind of sticky. So I'm not sure if this is how it's supposed to be, or if it's a bad batch that I got, but it looks really pigmented, like you can really see it. That's a nice thin layer. And then with the red, because it looks so creamy, I decided to give it a mix as well, just in case, to like loosen up a little bit the whole thing. And because, you know, the rest are really thin, so I thought I'm just gonna loosen it up. And because it looks so pristine, I wanted to show you guys how I ruin it. So, oh yes, this is nice and creamy. So see, this one's not as thick as the black. This is more like the other ones, except this one was just like pristine and it didn't move at all, so it's maybe just a little bit thicker. Also, I want to mention that these have been at room temperature for a few hours now, so it's not like I just opened the parcel and it's cold outside. But yeah, I'll try to see how the black is, and then I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine. It's just I got scared when I saw how thick it was, but it looks more liquid now, at least, so that's good. Anyway, I promise Now I'm gonna go and swatch them. That's it. Painted 2 layers of each color, and I removed the sticky layer, and they want to get together there. And I've put my colors on the palette here because I don't know, I find it a lot easier to paint off of a palette. I don't like to paint from the jars, plus I just cleaned the edge of the jars, and I want my jars to stay clean. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this away so it doesn't take any of the focus. I will go into the colors with my brush. By the way, the palette is from ink as well, and I'm gonna like pick up quite a bit of that, and I will just start painting like a zebra print. This is how I always swatch my gel paints, because I can do a whole collection in one nail, and it allows me to see how it acts on like a thicker area, you know, because you can see here I left quite a bit of product and then I dragged it out, and when I drag it out it's like really thin, and this pigmentation is absolutely incredible. Look at that. This is like the smallest amount of paint right here, and it's still pigmented enough to go over black, so it's lovely. I love it. And this is really creamy as well, so it's gonna be really easy to paint with, in my opinion. I love it. So I'm just gonna do about 4 stripes of this white, and I'm gonna drag them to the edge because yeah, this is gonna look horrible. By the way, I don't care about how it looks. It's not about the nail art. And then I'm just wiping my brush on a lint-free wipe, so I'm just folding it over the brush and just dragging gently. I'm not putting a lot of pressure because I don't want to ruin the brush. And then I am going into the yellow. I'm not going to cure this because I want to see if it spreads out or not. I want to see basically how it reacts if it stays a little bit longer on the nail. So I'm just kind of going everywhere, and this yellow is the most pigmented yellow I've ever seen. Like I have quite a few yellow paints, and I find that yellow is quite a hard color to make as a pigmented color, if that makes sense. Not many brands have a good yellow paint there. My background keeps on moving. I should have put that in place, but I didn't. And I should have. But this yellow is incredible. Look at that. Like you can see here how thin it is, and then obviously I have the thicker parts because I want to see if it wrinkles. I want to see if it cures properly. Even if it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So what I do right now is I'm trialing it out, and oh my god, look at that red. Wow, that's amazing. But even if it wrinkles or if it doesn't cure properly, is fine, because there are some things, and especially with something so pigmented as this is, that just don't really, they're not made to be put on very thick, which probably this one isn't either. But I am trialing it to see how it reacts if it's a bit thicker, and how thick can I work with it. And this way, whenever I like work on a client or whatever, I'm not going to ruin a design because I didn't trial my colors. So yeah, you know. So even if it does, even if it's even if you're able to like do it, I'm gonna do a very thin line. And that's really pigmented as well, really beautiful. That blue is gorgeous. So yeah, even if it doesn't, you know, it doesn't cure, it's still fine. So I've put that one in for a cure, and I didn't say this, but These, as far as I know, these do have a 2-minute cure. So yeah, that's gonna stay 2 minutes in their lamp. So I do recommend their Platinum X. It is the best lamp I ever tried. Absolutely incredible. But obviously these would have been tested on their lamp, so if you want to try anything else, you know, you have to trial it. Also, I'm not quite happy about this black. It's like really like stringy. You can see here it just kind of I will contact them about it. Maybe I just have a faulty pot, which would be fair enough, you know, it happens. But yeah, you can see it's like not getting that line nice enough. If they do say, however, that this is how the black is because it's like a thicker consistency, then it's still workable. You can still work with it. If you feel like it's a bit too thick, you can mix up a bit of top coat in it, and that's gonna thin it out. Or my personal favorite, I made these rings following a Kirsty Meakin tutorial a few years ago, and I swear to God they're the best thing ever. So they're a palette ring, but because they are flush to your skin, because that's how you kind of make them, they warm up. So you put this on and then you leave it for a few minutes, it warms up, and then you put your gel paint on, and that's going to thin it out and make it perfect for you to work with. So yeah, you can do that, or you can do the, you know, the top coat method. They both work really well. But I do think that because the black is the only one that has this kind of thing, if it's not the pigment, then it might be just a faulty pot, and that's fine. I mean, it really happens. But also you can see that even if I leave, like, I don't know if you noticed on the other nail, even if I left it for a few minutes whilst I painted the rest of the stripes, I did not get any kind of movement, which is great. So they don't really spread out, they just keep their shape, so they're thick enough for you to do that, but at the same time they are like, you know, you're able to get them thin enough, and yeah, I'm happy with them. I really am. And also you can see how beautiful the colors are. And obviously these are made in this collection with like the red and blue and the yellow, because you can make different color combinations with them. So yeah, I think that was a genius thing. I do mix my own colors most of the times. I know it doesn't show in my tutorials, but if I'm doing something like a competition piece or something like that, I usually mix my own colors because I don't have what I need. If I'm doing something on a client, or if I'm doing a tutorial, I usually kind of look around and see what gel polishes I have, because I don't know, I mean, I like to show people the colors that they can already get, not something that, you know, they might have to mix themselves. So yeah, it's just a thought. But this yellow is my favorite thing ever. Here it might have a bit of a weird color because I might have something in my brush, but that's so thin. You can't see it on camera, but the last line that I did is so thin. Yes, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna put these both into cure for 2 minutes, and I'll be back. So these have been curing for 2 minutes, and you can see that they kept their shine. What I want to see is if they have a sticky layer, so I'm just gonna kind of touch them and see. And they don't seem to have a sticky layer, they are still shiny. Otherwise they would have like the imprint of my glove on them, and they don't. And also I want to see how they cured. And I have a cuticle knife here, and I'm just gonna go first on the thin layer, and you can see that they are cured because I'm like scraping gently and nothing really moves. And then on the thicker layer, I already kind of noticed here, you can see there is a bit of like uncured product. So you'd send your client in like this home. That's why it's good to like, you know, check your products before and work with them a little bit to see how they react. Because if you send your client like this home, it looks cured, you top coated it, everything is fine, and then they start moving it around because they have like loads of, you know, uncured products. So you can see here where it's a bit thinner, this one is cured, kind of. It doesn't move around, but that doesn't mean it's 100% cured. But it's like thinner than the rest. It's still thick compared to how you have to work with other products, but it's you know, it's still like, maybe with a double cure you'd be able to, but yeah, I wouldn't risk it. But yeah, the rest are a bit. Also, what you need to keep in mind is the fact that in the lamp, in my lamp, like the white completely cured, that's perfect. Anyway, so what you need to keep in mind that, well, in any lamp, once you're working on a tip, your nail is elevated. So the lamps are designed for all the bulbs to go onto the bottom. When you're putting your hand in, they are supposed to cure here, whereas this is, it goes above. So obviously they don't get the proper full cure once you put it in the lamp like that, because they are not hit with the full power of the bulbs. So yeah, just keep that in mind. That happens usually, you know, if you're like doing press-ons and stuff like that as well, so you need to really be careful. What I see on this nail though, the black is the only one that has a bit of texture. Like you saw, all of them are like shiny. The black is the only one that has a bit of texture, so I'm gonna check on that. And this seems like it has a very, very thin film on the top of it that has been cured, but the rest hasn't. And like, I can scrape this gently. I'm very gently touching it, and you can probably tell that I can scrape it off, which is not great. So yeah, it must be like a faulty pot, but that's fine. That, I'm sure they're gonna rectify that because they do have a wonderful customer service. So, you know, things happen all the time. And yeah, and the rest, again, where they are like thicker, it didn't, like, yeah, it didn't really cure. But then on the thinner parts, they are cured completely. So what I say is they would work wonderfully for like nail art, for maybe oh, I forgot how it's called right now. I'm gonna remember. But for ombre, for stuff like that, I think they would be absolutely incredible. They're just not made to obviously paint, you know, as a thicker layer, which is fair enough because it's a very, very pigmented product. But this is how you would check it to see what works and what doesn't. So, you know, at least then you know. But yeah, I'm very happy with these, except for that pot of black, but that's gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna talk to them about that, and I'm gonna post an update as well. If I do manage to actually talk to them and they come back to me before I post this, I might put it in video, so it might be there, it might not. I'm not sure, you're gonna have to stay and wait. Hey. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Actually test the brushes. I'm going to first go in on one nail with fluid rubber, and then I am going to go in with this, which I don't know if you can see, but it's Beth from Ink London's Editions, and it's this beautiful glitter there. And then for the other nail, I am going to go in with I-157, and that's Sassy Yellow. To actually try and create an ombre. Yes, I'm brave. I tried this before and I decided that I'm not good at ombres. So this is their white pigment. They have a white and a black pigment, and you're supposed to just like buff it in the matte top coat. So I have here the velvet matte as well. So I'm going to apply a layer of that, and I'll show you in a second exactly how it goes. But I'm first going to apply 2 layers of this on one nail and then fluid rubber on the other nail. The next thing is the brushes. And I painted one nail, two coats of sassy yellow. So it's I-157. Why isn't my camera focusing? There you go. So I painted two coats of that, and I will paint one layer of velvet matte and cure it. But what I need to mention, because I've seen, I think it was Simone Radley or maybe someone else from Ink, I'm not sure 100%, but she said to kind of float it, to have like the least amount of texture from this layer, because if you have more texture, like if you have texture, it's gonna show. So yeah, I'm gonna try to like float it, give it a couple of minutes, like maybe a minute, not a couple of minutes, to like settle, and I'm gonna check it from side to side to see if there are like any bumps. There are some bumps, but that's fine. So I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds to settle here, and then I'm gonna pop it in the lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. Whilst this is warm from the lamp, I am going to take their pigment brush, and I'm just going to dip it in the top, in the lid here. And I'm just like working it in the brush a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna apply it here. And you can see that there's still a little bit of texture there, but not too much. I think I need a bit more though, to just go up a bit, because I didn't want to just stay there. So this already is proving to be the best ombre I ever did in my life. So I'm going to like clean off my brush. You can see I'm just using my glove here, because why not? And then I'm gonna go on this line here, and I'm just gonna kind of buff it out a little bit. And there you go. That's an ombre. That's absolutely incredible. I love this brush. I love this brush so much. I'm sorry I'm singing. I shouldn't be singing. But yeah, that's absolutely insane. If you would want to apply a second layer of this, because you don't think like the white is white enough for you or whatever, you can apply now another layer of velvet matte, and just, I'm looking for my top coat, and put it in the lamp and just do the same thing. But I'm gonna leave it like this because I want to see how much payoff I can get from like one layer. And I'm going to go in with my shiny top coat, and I will float it over the top, just because I don't want to drag any of that pigment off. So I'm just bringing it slowly on the nail, and there. But yeah, you can see I already kind of dragged it a little bit because I played with it too much. And there you go. I mean, that is quite a good ombre, in my opinion. Considering that, you know, how bad I am at ombres. So yeah, that's a good thing. I would probably do a second layer as well, just to bring that white a little bit more. But you can see how it looks after one layer. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that in the lamp now. Glitter, I actually have here a really big glitter, because I thought if anything is going to challenge this brush, is going to be this glitter. So I'm going to, again, I don't know if I mentioned, but I didn't watch any video tutorials on any of these products. So what you see is what you get. But this, oh my god, that picks up quite a bit of glitter. Like, look at that. That's full of glitter. And then you just tap, tap, tap. I'm doing this in the sticky layer. Obviously, if you want a lot more like glitter payoff, you need like wet layer of top of base coat, so that's gonna give you a lot more glitter payoff. But this is just like, you know, and that's, by the way, the lamp. the Platinum X that makes that noise. if you were ever wondering if you ever heard it before. So now I'm just kind of like oh my god, I can't talk. Buffing it in. And then I'm going on the edges, as you saw me before when I showed you how to use glitter at Christmas. If you haven't watched that, please go and watch it because it's very informative. And now I'm just kind of buffing it in with this brush to see how much, you know, flatness I can get. And to be honest, it's packed on there. I know, because it doesn't look that packed because it's a glitter that has different shapes, and you know, it doesn't fit together perfectly like a glitter that would have kind of the same shape would. But for this brush is absolutely incredible. I love it. And then obviously this brush you'd use to just boop boop boop. And yes, it does remove the ones that have not been stuck on properly, which is awesome. I love this brush as well. Oh, I'm so happy about the brushes. So happy. And now this brush is gonna have glitter in it forever because, oh no, never mind. Look at that, I managed to clean it. I love these brushes so much. Oh, I'm so excited. So yeah, I will be contacting Ink about that black, and if, you know, see what they say. I'm sure they're gonna sort it out because, as I said, they do have excellent customer service. So, you know, things happen every time and you never know exactly what's gonna happen with the product. It might just, I don't know, it might just go bad or whatever. So I'm gonna clean up my area here because look at this beautiful mess that I made here. So I'm gonna clean up my area, and I will put an update if I do get an update before I post this video. I'm gonna put an update here now about that, you know, black thing, gel paint. Next thing is for me to do an ombre with a sponge. Well, try to. And I'm gonna use the white, and here I have 2 layers of I11. So this is just like an orange kind of, you can see it's a bit of a neon orange. The camera doesn't pick it up as a neon orange, but it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend my sponge a little bit. I'm gonna dip it in the thingy, in the paint, and then I'm gonna kind of work it in the sponge a little bit, and that's it. And then I am going to just go in, and oh yes, this is pigmented. They were right, you can kind of do an ombre with this. Of course this might need a couple of layers, but yeah. Then I'm going in with a clean part of my sponge, and I'm just going on that line a little bit to kind of make it even more like blended. And I think I'm gonna go back in here and just add a little bit more color there, just a little bit. And then blend it out a bit. And that's lovely at the moment, so I'm gonna pop that in the lamp. So I'm going back in. I am just gonna press on this a little bit. I'm going back in with a bit more color just to make sure I have enough pigment there. And this keeps on falling off. So annoying to do stuff that you need to do only like at the tip of the tip. I love this so much. Look at that. I mean, yes, there's still a line there, but it's still the best ombre I ever did, so I am happy with it. And obviously I managed to get some of that sponge off of the sponge. Some bits. But I am going to pop this back in the lamp, and I'm going to put a shiny top coat on just to see how it kind of looks. So I'll apply a layer of shiny top coat now because this is cured, and obviously the shiny top coat is gonna smooth everything out because it has to. And that's beautiful, I love it. Look at that. Christ, who knew? Who knew I can do ombre now? Yay! I'm so happy. You guys don't understand. Probably, I don't know. I don't know if you do or not, but yeah. So you have two methods now to do an ombre, all brought to you by ink. Look at that. I love it. Right. We have two methods now of creating an ombre with products from ink. And the reason I didn't do a pink and white is because I just didn't want to. But obviously, you know, you take your pick. Here again, I got some yellow on top of this for some reason. But here again, if you wanted a bit more pigmentation, you'd put another layer of that velvet matte and then repeat, and then, you know, then put the top coat on. And with this one, obviously we did 2 layers of that white because I wanted to see how it can get probably a lot more pigmented, but I'm happy with that. It's still the best ombre I ever did. It's a bit blotchy, but yeah. I'm happy. So yeah, I'm so happy about this. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just really excited, and I'm gonna, you know, message them and see if I can put an update on this whole thing in this video, because I still have a couple of videos that are going to be released before this one. Before, like, when I'm filming this, I still have a couple of videos that need to be released before this one. So yeah, it's probably gonna be quite a while, so they should have enough time for me to keep you updated. Promised, I'm here back with an update. I know for you it has been like 2 seconds, but for me it has been like a week, because this is the only time I actually had time to film this update. So I contacted them and I showed them the videos of how the product was acting, and they said that that is an old failed batch that they thought they threw it all out, but apparently didn't. So they immediately sent me another pot, a brand new one. She did say that she tested this for me and said that it cures perfectly, and I mean, it looks so much better. You can see that it doesn't look as thick, it's like more shiny in the pot, and if you try and paint with it, it's like really nice and fluid, and it works perfectly. It had another lid on the top of it, but I removed it because yeah, it was messy. Anyway, I want to see how pigmented this is now that it's thinner. So I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm gonna do like a really nice thin zebra print, but I am going to, however, not put as much product on the nail as I did, you know, in the first testing that I did, because now I know that they are not going to cure if they are thick, which is great, because, you know, then it makes sense because they're really pigmented, and there's no point in me ruining another tip just to show you the same thing. Like, oh yeah, look, this doesn't cure either. Yeah, it doesn't cure because they're really pigmented, so they are meant to be used really thin. I just wanted to do a test to see how they act, because I feel like you should always test to see what product you can use for what purpose. So I'm just gonna do like a really thin zebra print. You can see that it's still really pigmented, and you can see that my hands are shaking really badly as well, but let's ignore that. So yeah, it acts really nicely, and the same as the other ones, it doesn't move. It's really easy to paint with. It flows really nicely. It's nice and creamy. So I'm just gonna finish the zebra print on this nail, and then I am going to cure it and come back and like see if it cured, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. So this is cured, and I want to see if this has like a sticky layer, and it doesn't seem to have anything. And also I want to see if I take my tool, it seems to have cured beautifully. So this is perfectly cured now. Here it's a bit thicker. Let's see. So it's if it's a bit thicker, it's still not cured properly. You can see the dents I made with my tool, but the rest is perfect. In conclusion, Ink has an amazing customer service, which is great because, I mean, who doesn't like that? And to be honest, this is a great example of their customer service. And also, I really love these paints. Just make sure you don't paint them too thick, and they will act perfect for you. They can probably be used for like one stroke and stuff like that. I'm gonna try them and see how that goes, because again, they are really pigmented, and they're awesome. Like, you can see how thin they are, and it's black over white, and it's perfect. So yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna let you guys go now because this was a long update, and I think it's probably about time for me to finish this video. All right, on to the next thing. So this was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I rambled a lot. I tend to do that. You probably know by now. I'm so happy with the brushes. I am happy with 4 of these colors, and the 5th one might not even be like their fault. It might just be something that went bad, and you know, I hope you heard the update if I had one, because I am filming this like outro at the same time as I filmed the rest of the video. So yeah, the update would be after that filmed. I have a big mess to clean up right now. I managed to get glitter everywhere, but yeah, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed today's video. I hope you maybe learned something from it, and I do hope I'm going to see you in the next one. And if you did like it, you know, give it a like and maybe comment down below and stuff like that, because that helps a lot. So yes, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.